the Caitlin Clark effect is real, at least to the WNBA. Stadiums are full, hotels where the Fever play are booked, and ticket prices are higher than ever. To help us see through all the dust kicked up by this fuss is former Ateneo Lady Eagle and now game analyst. Let's welcome Melissa Newsome. Mel, good evening. Thank you so much. Please have a seat. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, you know, this is a proud moment for me and everybody here at BNC because, you know, for as long as I've been in sportscasting, and I started in 2009, I don't remember or recall a time where the WNBA was a main topic.
Yes.
So with all the eyeballs now focused on the playoffs and of course Caitlin Clark, this is like a first time.
Yes.
So thank you so much for agreeing to the invitation.
Yes, thank you for having me. Great to be here and great seeing opportunities like this arise for women's basketball, especially with the rising in viewership too. It's important that we get on more platforms like this.
Exactly. And shout out, by the way, to Monique Del Carmen.
Yes.
Dahil sa'yo, Monique, we were able to set this up. So thank you very much. If you're watching, sana sa susunod, mag-guest ka naman. Samahan mo si Mel dito sa show.
Yes, please.
Okay. Mel, let's get started. First off, I want to ask you, how does it feel for you personally as somebody who used to be a player, now a commentator, covering the UAAP, the league that you played for, and the rise in the popularity of women's basketball, maybe because of the Caitlin Clark effect?
Yes.
Your thoughts?
Yes, well, as a former player, I could honestly say I'm a bit jealous, especially for the UAAP players now, but I'm super happy for them because better late than never. And if there's a time for it to happen, it's now. And I definitely think part of that is due to Caitlin Clark, like you mentioned, the Caitlin Clark effect.
Yeah.
And I think that's carrying over to here in the Philippines as well. So again, all good things, and we could only go up from here.
All right. How do you think the Philippines should capitalize from this so-called Caitlin Clark effect? I mean, I remember during the time when I was covering the UAAP, this was pre-pandemic, we would only cover the Final Four or the finals, but now the coverage is more extensive.
Yep.
So how do you think we should capitalize on this now that the interest in women's basketball continues to grow?
Mm-hmm. It's definitely giving them the platform, these players the platform to continue to shine, and they put in the hours of training, and a lot of them could be like Caitlin Clark, but we just don't know because they never got the opportunity to showcase that to the public. So I think giving them more opportunities and also showcasing their personalities off the court as well. And I think that's how we could capitalize on it.
All right, now let's talk about the topic at hand, the WNBA. People are saying that this is the most exciting WNBA season and playoffs ever. Viewership is at an all-time high. The conversations on social media, so rampant. A lot of people saying this, a lot of people saying that, a lot of people disagreeing. How are you enjoying the engagement online and your thoughts with the current WNBA season?
Oh, I'm loving it. I've always been a WNBA fan, and seeing these new fans come in, I'm all for it. And I like that Caitlin Clark, I would say, is bringing them in to the league. But I think Caitlin Clark's bringing them in, but they're getting exposed to the other talents in the league, and they're becoming fans of more than just Caitlin Clark, everyone, and giving them the recognition they've long overdue deserved.
All right, now let's talk about each series. There were series already that were wrapped up. There's a finals rematch in the semifinals. I want to get your thoughts on A'ja Wilson because she has been balling. She just comes to work, takes care of business. A'ja Wilson, your thoughts on her and the Las Vegas Aces as they try to go for a three-peat?
Yes, A'ja just continues to impress me. Just when you think she's reached her peak, she just beats her standard for herself and for her team. She's really putting the Aces on her back and saying, we're going to go for this three-peat. And I think she's only the second player in WNBA history to unanimously be voted MVP. And I think that speaks alone for how good she is as a player.
And first unanimous MVP in 27 years.
Yes.
So that's just insane. I don't know if I should throw this in because I don't want to put you in the hot seat right away, your prediction with regards to the New York Liberty and Las Vegas. But I want to touch on Angel Reese for a bit. I know they're not part of the playoffs anymore. She was sidelined with a season-ending injury. But she made this comment saying that, hey, people aren't just watching Caitlin Clark. They're watching because I'm here too.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on the competitiveness with regards to the WNBA players and the new players like Caitlin and Angel coming into the league?
I think that's feeding into the viewership even more. I love that Angel Reese is there making a statement for herself, and I think all the players in the league need to stand up and say, we're here too, we put in the exact same work as Caitlin does, and they deserve just as much viewership as Caitlin gets.
All right, now I want to get your prediction. Let's go back to the semifinal series. New York Liberty against the Las Vegas Aces. Personally, I feel like this should have happened in the finals, but it's happening in the semis. What do you think is different this year with regards to New York? That they're number one at the end of the regular season and now face Las Vegas, the defending champs.
I definitely think, obviously, Breanna Stewart, she's doing the same MVP things that she's also done in the past. Sabrina Ionescu, one thing I'm impressed with her is her defense. She's really upped her defense this year, and she has developed more of a mid-range game here. But for me, especially in game one of this series, for me, it was Fibic that was the game changer. She's a 6'4" guard, and I think adding that in, their size is just unbelievable with Breanna Stewart, JJ, and Fibic. All 6'4" players on the court. So I think that's just going to work wonders for them.
So you feel that she might be the X factor in this series in the semis against the Aces?
Most definitely, yes.
Okay, so are you leaning towards New York maybe pulling this one out this time around?
Yeah, well, honestly, I am an Aces fan. I love Asia, I love the Aces, but New York, I have a feeling they might come away with this one, unfortunately.
So Melissa Newsome is picking New York over the defending champions.
But
all right.
Don't count out the Aces. That's all I have to say.
All right. Let's just say it's going to be a close series.
Yes.
Okay, let's go on over to the other quarterfinals matchups. I want to ask you, is it over for the Phoenix Mercury and the Indiana Fever, or do they still have some fight left in them?
I think it might be over for them.
Wow!
I think so.
For both?
Yeah, yes, for both.
Okay, why? Give me your thoughts.
Well, for Indiana, definitely their inexperience in a playoff experience, I think that's playing a factor.
Okay.
In their first game, you could definitely see that going against Connecticut, they're not new to that playoff experience, but they still have that eager to get their first win. And I don't think AT is going to stop them from getting to the next step or the next semis.
Okay.
And then on the other end, I think Phoenix, I think they're just outmatched. The Lynx are just different this year. I think they came in the underdog, but now they're the top team to beat.
If they lose, if the Phoenix Mercury lose, will Diana Taurasi have played her last game in the WNBA?
For me, I don't think so, but
I hope not also.
Yeah, they're setting it up that way, and it's making me so nervous because with the way she's playing, I think she could still have another year or two in her.
I guess it just depends on her, right? I mean, her being 42, but she did score 21 points, so she's showing that she still has it.
Yes, and I know she wants to leave on her own terms, and that's why a part of me is nervous that it might be this year, but I have hope. As a basketball fan, I have hope.
All right, going back to Caitlin and the Indiana Fever. As a fan, and I want to be honest, I just don't believe that 11 points, 8 assists, 2 for 13 is it for her. I think she has something more to give.
Yep.
And with everybody watching, I think that's when she is at her best.
Yeah.
So, are you going to change your mind with regards to the Fever, or are you sticking with Connecticut advancing?
I'm sticking with Connecticut because, again, AT, DeWanna Bonner, you have these vets who I just think they have the experience, and experience as something that you just can't teach. So, yeah.
I'm sure a lot of Caitlin Clark fans who are watching right now, I tried, guys. I tried, but this is the expert right here. Okay. Obviously, there are a lot of opinions about Caitlin Clark. Even legends like Cheryl Swoops, they've chimed in. What are your thoughts on the scrutiny that she's been getting? There's been conversations online that the league is extra physical with her. They're even saying that Dejanay Carrington hit her intentionally. Of course, Caitlin denied this. Your thoughts on the treatment with regards to Caitlin?
You know, I feel like with Caitlin, you're gonna get the physicality, and again, because she's getting so much media attention, I think players are taking it personal. And again,
wow,
these are players who have been here for years, worked on their game for years, and now you have this rookie to come in, and now you're getting the attention that you've been wanting for years. So I think they are taking it a little personal. But at the end of the day, I think basketball is a contact sport, and I think Caitlin's getting the shorter end of the stick, but I know she's tough enough to play through it for sure.
And personally, I feel like the way she responds and how she talks with regards to what happened when the media approaches her, she's been very professional, and I think that's why people respect her as well. There was this one interview that I saw between DT and Sue Bird, and they were saying like if they had a baby, that baby would be Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
You agree with that, those thoughts?
I agree completely. I wouldn't have thought of it any other way. But yeah, she has aspects from both of their games at such a young age. So when she develops even more, it's going to be crazy to see.
All right, Mel, since this is our first WNBA discussion here on the scorecard, I'm going to put you on the hot seat now a little bit. We're going to do a little yay or nay. So you just have to respond, yay or nay, and then explain why. Okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Yay or nay? Caitlin Clark should have been on the Team USA roster in Paris.
Oh no. I feel like people are going to come for me again. I honestly don't think she should have been on it. I agreed with their decision not to put her on it. And it's going again to that experience.
Yeah.
I think give her a few more years and she's definitely on that roster. No thought about it. But this year, I think they made the correct decision.
Yeah, you know what? The fan in me was saying, yes, grow the game. Put her in there, even though she's not going to play that much.
Yeah.
But then I looked at the roster and I'm like, who are you going to remove here?
Exactly. I think that's something a lot of people overlooked looking at those players. Again, they don't know, these new fans don't know these players. They don't know their resumes. So
walang tapon, as we say here in the Philippines. Everybody on the roster deserved to be on that team.
Correct.
All right. Second, yay or nay? Sabrina Ionescu is already the best shooting guard in the WNBA.
I'm going to go yay on this one, especially with her most recent performance in this series. She's definitely increasing her game, developing her moves. She has that mid-range game now too, and then again, she's still deadly from the three-point range. So I'll go yay on that one.
And recency bias also, 36 points, playoff career high just happened. So I agree with that. Sabrina Ionescu, best shooting guard in the W. Okay, last one. A'ja Wilson is already the GOAT of the WNBA. Yay or nay, Melissa Newsome?
Asia's my girl. I love her. But I'm honestly going to say nay for now because she's only 28 years old and I think she has so much room to grow. Again, she's in great company with names across like Lisa Leslie, Maya Moore, and I think she's on her way to becoming the GOAT. So
who is your WNBA GOAT?
I'd say Maya Moore.
Maya Moore.
Yeah, I grew up watching her, just her resume, and then for me, it's what she's done outside of the court as well, how she's grown the game outside the court. That's why she's my GOAT.
Mel, can I get your best players per position in the WNBA? So I'm guessing shooting guards already Sabrina.
Yes,
and
correct.
A'ja Wilson at the 4, or are you going to put her at the 5?
I'll put her at the 5 because I want Brianna Stewart at the 4.
Okay.
And then at 1, we'll have Chelsea Gray,
Okay.
the point guard. The 2, like you said, Sabrina Ionescu. And then the 3, I'm going to go with, from Phoenix, Kalia Copper. Yeah,
Kalia Copper.
Yeah, she's just crazy on the court. She's always hustling. She's, as Kelsey Plum calls her, she's a dog out there.
Wow. Okay, all right. Lastly, predictions. In the finals, who do you think are going to meet?
I think it's going to be...
So you kind of already gave away the New York. Okay.
Yeah. So we have the Lynx or Connecticut. I'm going to go Connecticut,
Wow.
but that's going to be an interesting series for sure. I won't be surprised if the Lynx upsets them, but I'm going to go Connecticut, New York, so we'll see.
Yeah, I would love to see a Sabrina Ionescu and Dejanay Carrington matchup. I would love to see how Carrington would try to deal with her being an offensive force that she is right now.
Yeah, and Dejanay's defense against Sabrina, I'm interested to see if that would shut her down or not.
All right. Oh, since you're here, I will take this. We'll take advantage of talking about the UAAP, records being made. I just read the news bit about the three-point record being broken, 10 threes.
Yep.
Your thoughts about where the game is at right now with regards to UAAP women's basketball?
Well, I actually got to cover that game.
Wow!
Where they,
Sakto pala yung pagbisita mo dito.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
Luisa San Juan from La Salle that broke that record. And again, there's so many players I'm being exposed to now that I'm commentating that they have such great talent, and I'm not surprised that each and every year we're seeing new records broke. And so again, thank you to all the TV platforms that are giving these players the recognition. They so deserve it. And again, we're just going to see the sport grow and grow.
Who do you think is going to play in the finals?
I think it's going to be NUUST again.
So there you have it, guys. We have Melissa Newsome here on the Scorecard. Mel, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, catch Melissa Newsome in the UAAP covering UAAP women's basketball.